This Monday morning, Jets training camp is back today. They had a day off yesterday, and I'm excited to give you guys my live play-by-play reaction in this live show to training camp, as well as breaking down the depth chart. The unofficial depth chart has been revealed. We're going to talk about that, all things you need to know about the New York Jets. I was at green and white scrimmage on Saturday. I want to provide you guys more of my thoughts about it. And there's so much to unpack with this New York Jets world right now. So I'm excited to break it all down. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show, my friends. We appreciate the love here on the channel. As you guys hitting the like button does help out the channel more than you know. So don't forget to hit that like button for your boy. Much appreciated to you guys. Let's get straight into business. Let's go, man. Football is back. And now we've been saying that for a while, but I think now we're officially back, baby. Preseason football is this week. We got a game on this Saturday. I am super fired up. Good morning to everybody that's live in the chat right now. Cannot thank you guys enough for consistently supporting your boy here on the channel. Now let's get into business. Now, before we go any further, I have to remind you guys that Jets Media Day tickets, they are almost sold out. So make sure you guys get your tickets today, folks. Because if you don't get them today, I don't know when you'll be able to get them. Because it's exciting. There's around 15 tickets left. And if you guys want to come through to Jets Media Day, now is your time to come. Now, what your ticket comes with is a lot of good stuff. All-inclusive tailgate. All right? Food, drinks, live DJ, you name it. If you guys don't know much about Jets Media Day, here is everything you need to know about this event. Link in the description for tickets. Take a watch. Jets fans, get ready for the ultimate game day experience at Jets Media Day 2025. Tickets are on sale now for week number 1, Jets vs. Steelers. Your ticket comes with an all-inclusive tailgate hosted by Gotham City crew. Enjoy delicious food, drinks, and a live DJ to pump up the energy. I will, of course, be live from the tailgate right before kickoff. We will all be seated together in the prime mezzanine section of MetLife Stadium, and we will all be getting on the field for exclusive access to MetLife Stadium's turf after the game is wrapped up. Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields, week 1 of the NFL season. This is going to be an absolutely unforgettable experience if you're looking to come out to a New York Jets game. Tickets are on sale now. Email me at jetsmediaevents@gmail.com for more information on tickets. And let's go Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Woo! I'm fired up for that, man. Go get your tickets. Link in the description. Now, I was going to be live for training camp this morning. That was my intention. I was going to do a live play-by-play reaction, but then I'm waiting for practice to start, and I'm like, oh, today's a little bit of a later day of practice. The Jets are practicing later in the morning. Okay. All right, Aaron Glenn, switching it up on me. I was excited to go live. I mean, if you guys want me to go live all morning, I'll consider that. But I literally changed the title. I changed the thumbnail. Originally, the title and thumbnail of this live show was reacting to training camp play-by-play. But instead, I'm like, all right, well, I was planning to go live early in the morning, and there's no practice. So I guess we'll talk about the unofficial depth chart and everything else regarding the New York Jets. We got a super chat from my man Flick Shorts. He's back. Richie, man, long time no see. My bad. I've been out. All good, my man. It's great to see you back in action supporting Jets Media. I appreciate you, Flicks. And big time shout out to Flicks for sending in a kind, generous super chat. Much love to you, my friend. What time is it starting today? I'm not sure, but I noticed it when I saw that the Jets have Aaron Glenn scheduled to talk to the media later than usual. Okay, so this is how I figured it out. Aaron Glenn is scheduled to talk to the media today at 12:30. When the other days he's scheduled to meet with them like earlier, like 10 a.m., right? So that's how I figured it out. Usually Aaron Glenn speaks to the media 10:30 a.m., but today it's scheduled for 12:30. So maybe practice starts at 10. Maybe practice starts at 11. I'm not sure. We'll see. We shall see. There is practice today, Aaron. It's just a little bit later. All right, a little bit later in the morning. So that's the difference. Aaron Glenn's like, all right, it's Monday. We'll let you guys sleep in. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but we shall see. We shall see. There's a lot of exciting things I wanted to talk about in today's live show. And let's get straight into the unofficial depth chart, because I definitely think that's something I wanted to talk about. It came out yesterday. but it was Sunday. I was with my family. I wasn't able to do anything in terms of content yesterday. It's Sunday. I want to take the Sundays off before football starts, because when football starts, man, that's work mode for myself. But let's get into the unofficial depth chart. Now, before we go into that, I want to make sure that you guys are aware what the unofficial depth chart even is. We can't read too much into it. This is not even constructed by Aaron Glenn and the coaching staff. This is the communications department of the New York Jets putting this together. So we really have to take this all with a grain of salt, but it is interesting to see where things lie heading into the rest of training camp. All right. Hennessy says, what's up with Jermaine Johnson? So Jermaine Johnson's on the PUP list, right? So that means he's not on this depth chart, Henny. So definitely do not read too much into Jermaine Johnson. He's on the physically unable to perform list, which means he's not technically eligible to be on the roster, not technically eligible to be on the depth chart, right? He's going to be the starting edge right here where Michael Clemens' name is. When Jermaine's active, that's where Jermaine will go. All right, that's where Jermaine will go. Fourth and Forever is at 12 p.m. today, right, Richie? So, Zachary, we're still trying to figure out the right time. It may not be 12 anymore. It may actually be 1:30. And the reason for the new time, just to be transparent, is, you know, there's some scheduling issues on one of our ends. I think you can guess who. But, yeah, we're trying to make sure it works for all of our schedules so we can lock in a time and we're live every single day without being late or anything like that. All right, so let's get into the depth chart, starting off with offense. All right, let's go into the offensive line is exactly what we expected it to be. Olu, Simpson, Tippmann, AVT, and Membu. There's a lot of talk about the competition between Joe Tippmann and Josh Myers at center. And, you know, just to give you guys a little update on the offensive line, John Simpson has a back issue. Not serious, but he's going to be out for a week or two. And when I was at practice, Joe Tippmann slid the left guard and Josh Myers was the center. So it goes to show you that instead of Myers sliding to left guard and Tippmann staying at center, Tippmann is the one that slides to left guard. So you love the depth there. I mean, I really do love that the Jets have this type of depth on the offensive line. And I'll be honest with you, I do like the depth of this O-line this year. Max Mitchell is the backup behind Olu at left tackle. And then we got Okafor as the backup behind Membu, Xavier Newman, backup behind AVT, Cole Laveau, backup behind John Simpson. A lot of undrafted free agents trying to make the team. Carter Warren, I think Carter Warren's days are numbered. I'm expecting him to get cut. So that's the offensive line. Now going into the wide receiver position, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Josh Reynolds are your starters on the first team, which is what we expected. The second team is interesting, though. We got Malachi Corley on the second team with Xavier Gibson and Tyler Johnson. Now, this is why you can't read too much into the depth chart. Want to know why? Because if you go to practice, that's not the way it is. If you go to training camp, Malachi Corley's not playing with the twos. So that's why it's like I'm looking at this unofficial depth chart. I can't read too much into this because usually Malachi Corley's running with the threes and Arian Smith is the one running with the twos. So that's why it's like, yeah, this is not something we can really evaluate too much, right? But interesting that we got Corley on the second team. Xavier Gibson and Tyler Johnson are the wide receivers, right? But if you go to practice, I'll tell you right now, Arian Smith is ahead of Corley in the depth chart. Okay, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it as someone that's been at multiple practices so far throughout training camp. And Arian Smith has been a joy to watch, man. He's been one of those players that a lot of Jets fans are excited about. He's been one of those guys that a lot of people are hyped up about. So we shall see if that is going to be something to keep in mind. Malachi Corley's got to figure out a way to make this team, and we'll see if that happens. You know, the other receivers that are making names for themselves, Brandon Smith, Jamal Pritchett, part of the third team as well. I really do like them. I think that Jamal Pritchett and Brandon Smith in particular have been making plays, man, especially Brandon Smith. He's been making a lot of plays throughout training camp. And then we got a lot of no-name, I don't want to say no-name, that's not nice, but the preseason players at wide receiver. Now going into the tight end, Jeremy Ruckert is the tight end number one. This is why you don't read too much into this. Now, I think what they're doing as a communications department is they're not letting the rookies be listed as starters until they earn it, besides Armand Membu, because that's just obvious. He's literally running with the ones. You can't hide that one. But right now, Jeremy Ruckert is tight end number one on the unofficial depth chart. And I think that's also why Arian Smith is not ahead of Malachi Corley, just because he's a rookie. So you got Ruckert, Taylor, Smart, Neil Johnson. Zach Kuntz is behind Neil Johnson, which is interesting. I'm really high on Stone Smart. He is the sleeper. Now, we're all hyped up about Mason Taylor, as we should be, but Stone Smart as a player, I think, is going to have a lot of fun. We got 3 solid quality tight ends. They're not fantastic. They're not going to be ridiculous. I mean, Mason Taylor could be, but yeah. That's why you can't read too much into this. Adrian Martinez, quarterback 3 over Brady Cook. And then we got the running back room, which is definitely nothing to really note there. Getting into the defense. Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams, Byron Coward, and Michael Clemens, your starting defensive line. When Jermaine Johnson's eligible to come off the PUP list, he will be the starter next to Will McDonald, of course. So don't read too much into that. Eric Watts has been pretty good so far this training camp period. I've been impressed with him a little bit. And then we got Derek Nottie, Jay Tufele, Leonard Taylor III, the young player below the veterans. So the Jets brought in 3 of these veterans right here, as you see. Cowart, Nottie, and Tufele. Those are the 3 brand new Jets. You got Leonard Taylor, who's entering year number 2. So we'll see how he looks. Peyton Page. We got some guys really trying to make a name for themselves. But the edge rushers are going to be interesting, right? That's why Jermaine is all the way in the back, because he's dealing with an injury still, right? Dealing with that injury. And hopefully he can get back as soon as possible. Depth chart has Corley so high, he about to be cut. Yeah, that's why it's hard to really look into this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to get cut 100%, but there is, unfortunately, a pathway for him to get cut if he does not start making some plays in training camp. But going deeper into the defense, another thing that stands out is McCrary Ball is above Jamin Davis as your 3rd linebacker, right? When we signed Jamin Davis, I assumed he was going to be the guy, but the Jets have, Marcelino McCrary Ball, the 2nd-year linebacker, coming on in and being that 3rd linebacker, which I find very interesting. Okay. Outside of that, not really too much surprising stuff. You look at the corners, we got Jarek Bernard-Converse and Quantez Stiggers above Azareye'h Thomas. That's also, I wouldn't read too much into that. I don't even think JBC has been practicing. I think he's injured or something, because Azareye'h Thomas and Stiggers are your backups. And you want to talk about a player who's been making some plays, man? Quantez has been making plays, bro. I've been very impressed with Quantez. He's been fantastic in training camp, getting his hands on the ball every time it's thrown his way. This is interesting, though. Jordan Clark is your backup nickel behind Michael Carter II. Now, this is if you guys are not familiar, this is Ryan Clark's son. And I didn't know what his role was, but he's going to be the nickel corner behind Michael Carter. Interesting. And he's been making plays. When I was at the green and white scrimmage, he made back-to-back plays. One was a run stop, and then another was a pass breakup in the end zone. So don't sleep on Jordan Clark in the preseason. He's learning from Michael Carter II. I'm excited for MC2 this year. He's someone that I feel like a lot of us Jets fans forgot about because of his injury issue last year. But that's really it for the defensive standpoint. Not really too many surprises. Other than that, Jarius Monroe is an interesting player. Dean Clark, another guy. But I like the depth of the secondary is so unique because Tony Adams, Andre Sisco are your 2 starting safeties. Isaiah Oliver, I think, is going to get on the field in certain packages. Malachi Moore is unfortunately injured right now. And then you got all these young guys. Like, look at all the young players. It's got Sauce, Steve, and let's talk about this player right here real quick. Brandon Stevens, a guy that every single Jets fan, including myself, is like, yeah, he's going to get replaced by Thomas. He's not good. We signed him to all this money. Why did we do that? He's been solid at camp. Now, I know he's not been perfect. If you look at any highlight reel that Garrett Wilson has at practice, it's usually on Brandon Stevens, but he's been solid. I mean, Garrett Wilson was silent on the scrimmage on Saturday, and Stevens was the primary defender. So you never know. What if Stevens has a breakout? And I'm not going to say he's the next DJ Reed, but when the Jets signed DJ Reed in free agency 3 years ago, nobody expected DJ Reed to be as good as he was. So you never know, man. Maybe a change of scenery is what Brandon Stevens needed. Maybe having a guy like Sauce Gardner next to him could really unlock his game. He's been solid in camp. His issue is always playing the ball. He has good coverage. He could be tight. He's on the receivers, But his issue is always turning his head around, finding the ball, forcing an incompletion. So we'll see if he can get better from that standpoint. But other than that, man, you see the depth chart. Now, I have a cool story to tell you guys about my boy Garrett Wilson. I want to share with you guys, if you don't mind. Garrett Wilson, if you guys saw, I took a picture with him at Jets training camp. And when you're at VIP, you get to really have an opportunity to talk to them. And I was talking to Garrett Wilson. And first of all, Garrett is just the best. I mean, we all love him as a football player, right? Because he's just super talented. We wanted him locked up. But I can't stress how amazing he is as just a human being. Genuine, like going out of his way to sign every single autograph for fans, taking every single picture for fans. And he's just like a down-to-earth dude. And I was just talking to him like, man, we appreciate you so much, Garrett. Like, congratulations on the bag, all that fun stuff. And I even was wearing this T-shirt, the Air Wilson shirt. Shout out Roundtable Sports. And now I'm wearing the white version, but I have this version, and he signed it, and he liked it. He liked it. He thought this was fire. The Air Wilson. He's like, oh, I love that. That's fire. That's hard. And he signed it. So that's fire. So shout out to Garrett Wilson. He's a dog, and he's excited to be a Jet long-term. And I asked him, Garrett, you got to come on the show, man. Come on Jets Media. You know what he said to me? He's like, I will when we start winning and we win that Super Bowl. He doesn't want to go on any podcasts anymore until the Jets start winning. Right? That's what he said. He was committed to the ESPN slot last year, once a week, and he hated it because the Jets were miserable last year, and every single week he had to go on, talk to Bart Scott and Alan Hahn about nothing but losing, so he doesn't want to do that again. Right? So he told me when they start winning, he'll come on. And I also asked him, like, Garrett, I'm Jets Media. Richie, do you know who that is? He's like, oh, yeah, Jets Media. I see you on Instagram and X all the time. What's up, bro? Like, he kind of recognized me. And you guys know what that means to me. I mean, Garrett Wilson's my guy. So, hey, shout out to Garrett. I don't think I'm ever going to wear this again. Go get your Air Wilson shirts. Garrett Wilson approved of this graphic. It's on the Roundtable Sports shop. It's fire. I'm wearing the white version now. I don't think I'm going to wear this one because if I put it through the wash, the signature is going to go. But it's just cool, man. Shout out. So when the Jets win the Super Bowl this year, Garrett Wilson's coming on the channel, folks. He's coming on the channel. I also got to dap up and talk to Jamien Sherwood, and he remembered me because I met Jamien Sherwood last year at the draft party, and he recognized me, and I'm like, Jamien, you owe me. You got to come on the show. You told me last year you'll hop on. And he's like, yeah, you're right, man. And I messaged him on Instagram, and he answered. And I told him last year, I remember, I'm like, yo, Jamien Sherwood, I just want to let you know, bro, like, I have a YouTube channel. My name's Richie, and I have been telling my audience since you were drafted that you are next. And I've been defending you. And if you guys been watching my channel throughout these years, you know what I'm talking about here. Everybody would always say, Richie, we need linebacker help. Richie, we need linebacker help. I was always like, we do not need any linebacker help. Talking about a few years ago. Because CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams are dogs, and we have Jamien Sherwood, who is learning in the shadows of them, waiting to be the guy for the future. That's what I always said to people that were complaining, oh, we need Quan Alexander. I was always like, we don't need Quan Alexander. We have Jamien Sherwood. We're good. He's a dog. He's developing. He's fire. Right? And I told him that. And he's like, I appreciate that, bro. I'm like, yeah, go ball out this year, and hopefully you can be here long-term. Hey, now he's here long-term. And I told him, I'm like, what I tell you, you were going to go ball out, and now you're here long-term. And I said, you got to come on the show. He's like, I will, bro. I will. And then I'm like, top 3 in tackles this year? He's like, nah, bro, number 1. I was like, all right. And then I DM'd him on Instagram, just, showing some love, and he messaged me back. Appreciate you. So, hey, maybe I can get Jamien on the show. That'll be dope. That'll be great. He's a great guy as well. He's awesome. Frame it, Richie. He might be the best wide receiver for the Jets long time. Yeah, I think I am going to frame this. And the big reason why I also want to frame this is cool because this is a Roundtable Sports shirt. And if you guys know, Roundtable Sports is my company. So it's like cool that Garrett Wilson signed a Roundtable Sports merch. So that hits home. And I can get another shirt if I wanted to wear it. I don't think I'm going to wear that one. So that's cool. That's cool. That is cool. Had a similar feeling once I met you and Jake Asbert last camp. Feels so cool meeting my two favorite Jets podcasters. Well, it's great to meet you guys. Shout out to it. You should send him one. Yeah, I regretted not asking Garrett Wilson if I can send him one. Like, yo, can I send you one? But he's impossible to reach out to. I don't know how I can possibly get into contact with Garrett. It's pretty much impossible. That would have been nice. That would be nice. But yeah, now we just wait. Now we're just hoping that training camp starts because now I want there to be camp to talk about. All right. Now we're going to be, yes, people are asking me, Richie, are you going live for Jets preseason? Yes, I am. I will be live for the entire preseason. Every single game, I will be live for it. All right. So don't you guys worry about me. Don't you guys worry about it. Wow. So the Jets are not on the practice field until 12:45. That's a late practice. Rich Cimini just posted this. After a day off, the Jets are back on the practice field today, but not until 12:45. So that changed my whole situation of what I was expecting to do today. All right. Because I literally woke up at like 6 a.m. I did my usual morning routine, did my meditation, read a chapter of my book, went on a nice walk, scheduled my live stream for 8:30 a.m., ready for a live play-by-play reaction to camp. And then I'm about to go live. I'm like, where's practice? There's no practice happening. So then I changed the whole thumbnail, the whole title to talking about the depth chart because I can't be making a live stream, talk about live play-by-play to training camp if there's no practice happening. Right? That's wild. But yeah, so if you guys are just tuning in, practice is not until 12:45 today, which is interesting because the Jets have a live stream press conference scheduled with Aaron Glenn today at 12:30. So I don't know. Do you guys want me to go live during? I don't think I can, though, because that's going to be during 4th and Forever. Kind of messed up the whole day. What's going on here, Aaron Glenn? You're messing it up. Now, this is a big week. Big week because Roundtable Sports is back in action. All 8 divisions is going to be live. AFC East Roundtable has been live, but we got all 7 other divisions live again starting this week. So if you guys want to go support the Roundtable across the network, pull up, man. We appreciate it. Lascelles in the chat. What's good, Richie? What's up, Lascelles? Shout out to my man Lascelles. We sat together at camp. I hooked him up with some VIP training camp tickets for the camp for scrimmage, which was a lot of fun. So shout out to my boy Lascelles. I appreciate you, man. I do appreciate you and your service. Now, there's not really much we can talk about that's coming out that's new or anything because that's where we're at right now. But when it comes to the first unofficial depth chart, I think that we have to talk about who's potentially on its way out, right? Who is potentially going to be cut? So I want to get your guys' thoughts right now in the chat. Who do you think is going to get cut? Because there's potentially going to be guys that we're not going to be super fond of that's going to get cut. Or we're not going to be happy that they're going to get cut. You guys let me know right now, who do you think is going to be a harsh cut? Because we're at that stage of the offseason where that needs to happen. Malachi Corley. That's definitely a popular name. Do you have any fear that penalties will be an issue? Listen, it's if there's a time to get it out of the way, it's in the scrimmage, but I don't know. I mean, I trust Aaron Glenn, but Aaron Glenn could preach discipline all he wants, but it's really up to the players. Like, the players got to be disciplined. Glenn could give them all the right messaging, can give them all the right tools, but these players, they're the ones. Like, Aaron Glenn's not doing the false start. Aaron Glenn's not getting penalized for holding. It's his job to hold them accountable and show them where they need to improve their game on and play smart, physical, and disciplined football. But at the end of the day, these players, they got to figure themselves out because that was sloppy. I was out there at the green and white scrimmage, man. You're sitting there like, ugh, what is this? It was gross, right? It was gross. Penalties. I mean, Justin Fields definitely had a nice bounce back after those egregious penalties, but you don't know. And I don't want to sit here and act like everything's going to be perfect. And I think that's something that Jets fans got to open up their mind to. We cannot go into the season expecting everything to be fixed week one. There's going to be issues for this football team to get through right out of the gate. Like right out of the gate. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues throughout the first few weeks of the season. If you think that we're going into the season and everything's just going to be dandy and perfect week one, you are absolutely mistaking yourself, bro. You're setting yourself up for failure as a fan because this is going to be a bumpy season, bro. And I don't know how to say that in a way where it doesn't spark panic, but it's going to be a bumpy start. Was the scrimmage that awful? It wasn't awful. It was just sloppy, man. It was just penalties. That was the issue. That was the story. The story of the scrimmage was penalties, man. No doubt about it. But Justin Fields, he had a nice practice after the penalties. I mean, he was definitely struggling finding a rhythm of getting a bunch of completions. There was a lack of flow, right? There's a lack of flow in the offense in the scrimmage. And when you're penalized that much, that's where that lack of flow is going to be. The run game looked pretty good. Isaiah Davis is a running back that a lot of people are excited about. They're seeing him as a real weapon in this offense. That's exciting. But there was no impact. There was no anything in the receiving game. It was all the run game and Justin Fields' legs, who had a 25-yard touchdown run, which was great. Get used to that. Justin Fields is going to keep up that energy, running around like a mobile quarterback that he is, which is exciting. Part of the process, you got to learn to walk before you can learn to play like a Jet. Absolutely, Larry. Absolutely. JBC is another one that would suck to cut, but we do have good depth at CB now. Yeah, he's a cut candidate. He is a cut candidate. I mean, I don't even think he's practicing. I don't know if he's hurt or something. How's Ruckert's camp? Jeremy Ruckert's camp, it's okay. It's not standing out. He's getting involved, but I'll be honest, Stone Smart is coming in and impressing me. He had 2 touchdowns in the scrimmage. He's got natural hands. And what I mean by natural hands, it's like you can tell when, like, for example, Breece Hall has natural hands for the running back position. Like when he runs a route and he gets the ball thrown to him, you see him bring in the ball and he's like, yeah, that guy's got receiving energy in his blood. You look at Stone Smart running routes, catching the ball, it's like he's got late hands. He's got the touch. That's something. I don't even know if I see that with anybody else. So we'll see. Lisselle says VIP was fire. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You got it, Lisselle. Lisselle joined me for VIP on Saturday. It was a lot of fun to have Lisselle there. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, Lisselle. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Can't wait to be at Jets Media Day. Yes, sir. You know it. You know it. Lisselle sending in 2 super chats back to back. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. What's up, Rich? Can't wait for Jets Media Day and coming to the tailgate. Yeah. If you guys are coming through to Jets Media Day, let me know in the chat right now. Don't forget to get your tickets because they are flying off the shelves right now. So make sure you guys come through. Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields. I mean, are you kidding me? How would you not want to experience that? If you're thinking of coming to a Jets game this year, this is the game to go to. First game of the season. First opportunity to see Justin Fields as the quarterback. First opportunity to see Aaron Glenn as the Jets head coach. Seeing the brand new Jets in action, live, in person. All together. As a collective, as a unit. Come through to Jets Media Day, man. Tickets are on sale, and they're selling out quick. So pull up. The link is in the description, folks. They're also pinned at the top of the chat if you want to come through. All right? So make sure you guys go get your tickets while you still can. All right? So I think that there's a lot of interesting questions that's going to be answered. So I have a question for you guys. Do you want me to end this live stream now and then start up a new live later today? when practice starts and do like a live play-by-play reaction to the practice, or what do you guys think? Because I do want to go live for practice. Whenever I'm not at practice, I like to go live for the practice. Is there any open practice this week? Yeah, on Thursday, there's open practice to the public. So I'll be there on Thursday. Because, yeah, my original plan was to be live during practice this morning. But practice is not starting until later in the afternoon. So I'm thinking of ending this stream now and just have this as a nice unofficial depth chart breakdown, and then fire up another live stream later when training camp starts, and then give you guys my live reaction for a new live play-by-play stream. Would you guys watch? Would you guys be tuned in or what? Because I love going live for it. When I'm not there, I want to be able to react to it with you guys. I will be at camp Thursday. I will be at camp for the Giants scrimmage in 2 weeks as well. And then I'm going to camp back-to-back days on the August 19th and 20th. So that's what I'm thinking about it. All right, seems like you guys want me to go live for practice. I will do just that. So I'm going to wrap up this show then, because I do have a lot of other work I need to get done. The practice starts at 12:45, so maybe I'll fire up that new live stream around 12:30. I'm going to schedule it now. All right? I'm going to go schedule that now, so I'll see you guys then at 12:30 p.m. EST for my live reaction to today's practice. Today was definitely, this show was more about the depth chart, going into that and other training camp news. But yeah, excited stuff, man. Exciting stuff. Roundtable Sports is launched again this week, if you guys want to go support all the Roundtable shows this week, I would greatly appreciate that. So with that, I will see you guys later at 12:30, all right, for my live play-by-play reaction to training camp. And then I'm going to make a video later on into the day. All right, so with that, I'll let you guys go. Much love to everybody. I will see you guys in a few hours. Peace out, everybody. Much love. Peace.